Welcome to the Art of Book Shopping. We will be diving into what makes for great student-teacher book talks by stepping inside one of our elementary school classrooms in the Bronx. Listen and watch closely as we highlight the teacher moves that encourage students to be great readers.
This teacher shows us how book talks are a great opportunity to form one-on-one connections with your students.
So I know you love this series because the characters are all pretty much made up, right? So I'm super excited for you to read this one and share with us what you like about it.
Book talks help teachers learn more about students' strengths and interests. Teachers can then make better book recommendations. When students love the books they're reading, they grow as readers and thinkers.
In this conversation, the teacher helps guide the student to choose a book that he likes related to one of his favorite topics, Arctic animals, and guides him to read a new book about polar bears. Book talks are a great chance for teachers to make connections to kids' interests and things they learn in different subject areas.
Choosing a book by its cover shouldn't get a bad rap. From book covers to interior illustrations, images can tell a lot about what is going on in a story, and can be a great way to further draw students' attention to the text, encouraging them to read a new book.
Remember we learned about imagery? Look at all the beautiful artwork in the book, right? So the author wants to tell you a story not just through the words, but through his awesome artwork.
Book talks are a great chance to introduce kids to new genres. Poetry is often overlooked, but most kids love it once they start reading it. Here, you'll see the teacher recommend more poetry books for his students to explore.
So I think what's interesting about this, Khadijah, that you'll find is that it's actually a poetry book. So not only are you learning about their houses, which is actually, it's called their habitat, right? So they have different habitats, but it's poetry that is free verse. So the author gets to freely express themselves. And we actually have more books like that, right? That's all about poetry. So if we take a look at this one, you actually might like it also.
Book series are a great way to keep students reading something they love and help them discover the way that characters continue to develop across a storyline. Throughout a series, kids will see characters grow, change, and overcome challenges.
The good thing about a series is it continues. So Fly Guy meets Fly Girl and Hi Fly Guy. So it's really interesting how the author continues the book and he's bringing Fly Guy into all these different places.
Student-teacher book talks are a great way to encourage a lifelong love of reading. The ultimate goal is to keep your students reading books about characters, stories, and topics that interest them. Build in time to make these conversations a regular part of your classroom routine.
Happy reading!